Alright guys, today on this 3 for Thursday I've got some case chestnut bone knives. And to me, the chestnut bone is just about as iconic or classic as the amber jig bone or the yellow Delrin. Sometimes when I think of a case knife that my grandpa would carry, something like this just comes to mind. This one here is pretty neat. This is a small gun stock. It has half stops. Now I will tell you, this little knife here is about wore out. I got this little knife on eBay for like $18. And it's little, so there's not a whole lot of knife here. But you can see where they took the time to put a swedge on the blade. And the reason I say it's about wore out is because the blade action is pretty soft. I actually worked on it a little bit to try to loosen it up or get it snappier, I guess you'd say. You got that long kind of a spear blade there, and then you've got this little bitty tiny pin blade, and you can see just how small that is compared to my hand. And you know, I've said it in videos before, I'm not a real big fan of tiny knives because I do have big hands. This is about the size of a peanut, maybe a little bigger than a peanut, but you can see that's just a little small knife for me. But it's neat. You've got the long pull and half stops, and this knife was built well. I mean, there's no gaps. The covers meet the bolsters and the cap really well. Pins are all flush. So yeah, it's a great little letter opener, and you know, a little conversation piece, because like I said, that's a small gun stock, so you don't see these everywhere. But yeah, I'm glad to have that one. Moving along, here's another one that I got kind of cheap on eBay. And this knife is strange to me. This knife has really bad open. See, it'll hang like that. It literally just will not open itself all the way, which is okay because you can still peel an apple, cut rope. If you know what you're doing with a slip joint, it doesn't really matter that it's not holding itself open. But what's weird to me is when you close it, it has absolutely great snap. And it's the same way with the pen blade. Really lazy open, but you go to close it, pop, snaps right in there. So yeah, and one of my main pet peeves about case knives and slip joints in general is just the blade action. I can handle a little blade play. I can handle a little blade rub. I can handle a gap in the liner, but it just kind of irritates me when the blade action is bad. But like I said, I still carry this knife sometimes. It's got CV blades in it. I didn't mention that. The little gun stock had stainless blades. But yeah, this is one of the best closing knives that I own. I mean, it really comes down, but it just won't open up. And that's kind of strange to me because the principle of the back spring is the same on the open as it is the close, but something's kind of strange in there. But moving along to the last one here. This is one of the knives that I carry, you know, almost every day. I've said that about my whiskey bone trapper, but these two knives here, this one and that trapper, they probably get just about equal carry time and use. This one's also CV. You know, it's got some patina. I actually had some good patina going, and then I fooled around and I let this thing lay on the table here for a few days, longer than I meant to, and I got some rust, like actual red rust that you could feel with your finger. So I kind of had to knock that rust off and start my patina again. But yeah, a large stockman. This is a 75 pattern. I just love these knives, man. I just love everything about them. I love the size. I love the 3 blades you get. Like I said, this chestnut bone to me is every bit as classic and iconic as the amber jig or the yellow. But yeah, really cool knife. Of course, you get a spade blade too, but I wasn't going to fool with pulling it out. But there you go, 3 for Thursday with the case chestnut bone. Most of the time with a chestnut bone, you get a CV blade. I don't know if they just didn't make the small gun stock with a CV blade or not, because like I said, it has a stainless blades in it. But most of the time, not always, most of the time you get a carbon chrome vanadium blade in the Chestnut handle. So I appreciate y'all checking it out. You know the drill. Hit that like button, subscribe, leave me a comment. I love to talk to y'all about knives and whatnot, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.